back because J.J. Abrams is now going to take control of DC, all of the DC movies, which is going to be a total.
He has destroyed enough, right?
He hasn't
feels the need to destroy more.
Yes.
At some point, isn't it enough? We didn't follow anything from the comic books, which people are going to get mad about. The writer-director told Empire. We just wrote our own version of where the guy like Joker might come from. That's what was interesting to me. We're not even doing Joker, but the story of becoming Joker. It's about this man.
And so that's something that we all kind of knew. We all kind of knew that was going to happen as soon as this thing was announced. Anybody, all the people I knew, none of us thought that it would actually happen. First of all, it was like, yeah, if this actually goes through, because they attached Martin Scorsese's name to it, they attached all these people, and it was like Leo DiCaprio could be playing the Joker. There was all these things thrown up in the air that we were just thinking, it's just BS. Like, because there was a lot of, at that time especially, in a lot of these movie sites they were talking about it, and it seemed like something that could just be fly by night, just an idea that someone had, and it was just flying around as a rumor. So I personally did not think that this was going to happen. So I'm actually very surprised that it's actually going through. This is just bizarre.
Right.
So I mean, what were your thoughts when you from the original trailer that you saw, from the first trailer?
I'm a Joaquin Phoenix fan. I enjoy his work. I haven't seen everything he's done, but stuff I have seen.
What's your favorite before that you liked of his?
Well, I was telling you earlier, he came out with a new movie. I think it's an Amazon movie. I believe it's called You Were Never Really Here, and it's a revenge story about a guy who rescues and liberates girls from white slavery. We'll just kind of end it there. Dark, but in the final analysis, it's good versus evil. And in this particular case, I read the book first. It's good versus evil with a sledgehammer.
And from and the good is the sledgehammer. And so kind of like Hobo with a shotgun, right? So no. But you were saying that it's better. Would you say that it's better than Taken?
Oh, yes, I was.
In that same regard, because to me, the story sounds a little like Taken,
well,
but
it's actually more realistic. It's he's a third party guy who's approached by people. So he's approached saying, "Hey, I got word my daughter is at this building." So he's like, "Oh," and so it's not like he flies to Europe and tracks down the bad guys. He's a gun for hire, and it's a powerful, again, right versus wrong, good versus evil. But then the police are involved. I don't want to give away too much, but so the evil is stacked against him. So that's a more recent thing I can think of. And then I think the first movie I ever saw Joaquin Phoenix in was The Gladiator. He played the Emperor.
That's right. Yeah. And I actually loved him as a villain there. I thought he was great.
Great job as spoiled brat, inherited the Empire, and he did a great job playing Commodius. When I first started watching, I'm thinking, there's no way an emperor would get dolled up, dressed up, and then go into the gladiatorial games. So I went home and did some reading about it. Commodius did that. I'm pretty sure, like in the movie, it was a rigged fight because in the final analysis, he's the emperor. He's not going to die in the battlefield, and he doesn't, like in the movie. Commodius does not die during the gladiatorial games. His wife and lovers hire a Greek wrestler to take him out without leaving any marks, because when you kill an emperor, you want to make sure that there's no marks, because if there are, awkward questions begin to be asked, right? So Commodius goes down bad, but I was shocked to find out how corrupt and deviant Commodius was, and Joaquin Phoenix pulls it off marvelously back then. I loved him in Johnny Cash. I thought he did a phenomenal job.
Well, I mean, members of his family were just, I mean, if I remember correctly, I remember one of the testimonies that came from someone who, a member of his family, was blown away by his impersonation. They were just, really? they were floored or flabbergasted by his ability to channel him, kind of channeled his spirit.
He captured it. I'm happy to hear that. I grew up when I was a kid watching Johnny Cash my whole life. He did a phenomenal job with Johnny Cash. And Signs. He was in Signs.
That's right. I love Signs. I actually watched it just recently. It was on Hulu, and it was actually really good.
As a dedicated artist, he feigned complete insanity for over a year. Do you recall that part of his career? He would
yeah.
And Harry and go on David Letterman and
Yes.
just kind of mutter and.
All right, and so one of the really important things to point out here is that this is directed by Todd Phillips, and so according to some of the things that we have read here, we have Joaquin, Zazie Beetz, these two characters kind of rewriting their script, rewriting their ideas and on what they want to do as they're going along throughout the filming of this. And we get it, of course. There's always going to be reshoots and things like that. But it sounds like that they had a lot of hand in what they're doing. And I'm actually really glad about this. The reason why I'm really glad about this, more specifically, is because the guy who's directing this is Todd Phillips. Now, don't get me wrong. The Hangover was an okay movie. It was okay. I think I actually only saw the first one, and it's funny, but one of the biggest letdowns is that you didn't even get to see what happened. It's like all you see is the aftermath, and I get it. That's like a whole new, it's just you don't get to see the actual. Anyway, apparently there's 4 of them. I'm sure they're funny. I'm sure they're fine. It launched what's his name's career.
Mike Tyson.
Is Mike Tyson in those movies?
He's in one of them.
Is he?
I saw a clip where just some guy. It's like out of the blue. It's Mike Tyson singing. He's like, wait. He sings the note and he finishes, and then he punches the guy with the beard. I think he punches him in the face. Knocks the tooth out. I thought that's pretty funny. If you can work Mike Tyson into your thing, then more power to you.
Okay, just get punched by Mike Tyson, yeah.
Yeah, I know Mel Gibson was asking to be in one of the cameos in one of the Hangovers to kind of get back into Hollywood, but
okay.
They said, we'll work with Mike Tyson, but not you. So kind of sad.
That reminds me of like with Danny DeVito getting onto the set of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and he ended up staying. He was only supposed to do a small cameo. Anyway, we digress. The point is that he was just a comedy director who is from New York. So he was from Brooklyn, the Brooklyn area. So he probably has known he's probably known Scorsese for quite some time. But he's a New Yorker, and so that's why Scorsese wanted to kind of do this and outline. He's outlining this specific, this genre film that exists in New York / Gotham, whatever it ends up being in that. So anyway, what are your thoughts? Do you think they're actually going to put this in the DC universe? Apparently it kind of is. Apparently there is a Bruce Wayne in this movie. Apparently there's Bruce Wayne's. He was in the previous trailer. Bruce Wayne was in it as once again a teenager. Not even a teenager, like a young kid. He's a young kid, just like they did in Gotham. And so the Joker is this. Anyway, it's fine as long as you make it compelling, and we can get excited about having Batman in here. Unless your whole reason for making this movie is for us to like the Joker and hate Batman, then I beg to differ. Anyway, my name is Ben, and this is the Fanatics of Film, and we're talking mostly about how excited we are about this Joker film. It is going to be released in October of this year. I can't believe of the 4th of October. And I'm actually really psyched for this, and so I'm curious to see what you guys think about. Would you prefer a DC universe? At this point, I don't care. I just wanted to make good DC movies. I don't need a DC universe. The Marvel Cinematic Universe was fun while it lasted. It's gone now. I would like to see a DC universe happen. I was psyched for Aquaman. Looks like Wonder Woman has been tabled at this moment. They've started filming and now it's being pushed back because J.J. Abrams is now going to take control of DC, all of the DC movies, which is going to be a total shit show.
He has destroyed enough, right? He feels the need to destroy more.
Yes.
At some point, isn't it enough?
On all things considered, his wife is the founder of the Time's Up movement, and so there's all that. There's all this kind of control of the narrative, control of all the environments around you, and being able to infiltrate all those environments. He actually has several members of Bad Robot all over the place, and so Bad Robot, his company, is kind of and people are calling it a cancer on Hollywood. Don't get me wrong, I don't think he's a bad guy. I just think that he has a lot of superficial concepts, and he just likes what looks good and not necessarily what feels good or what is a good story or what can teach people good morals and what has maybe a good message here and there. So anyway, what are your thoughts on this? I hope that Wonder Woman actually gets released. I hope that we actually do see some more DC. I want to see Aquaman 2. I guess we won't know. We won't know for a while, but I am psyched for this Joker movie.